Well, hello there, Chad.
Hello.
How are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm better. More awake
Yeah.
today. I got a little more sleep today.
We're a little off here.
Uh-oh, we're a little off. Let me change it. I'm just going to spin the camera a little bit.
This is Candid Athletic Training, episode 221. Thank you for tuning in. 221. It's a big number. It's going to tie into our fictional athletic trainer debates tonight. We're going to revisit one of my favorite stories. Very excited for it. I don't know why.
Because you love you some 221B Baker Street.
Nope.
What? What do you got?
Nisi. She got back. That's Kevin. Kevin's your boy.
That's me. That's me, Nisi Kevin.
Truly,
Truly, if you haven't tried the vodka versions, they're pretty good. I've been trying to drink more vodka lately.
That's a goal.
Instead of water.
It's a life goal. Just drink more vodka. You'll go places.
You will. It's summer. Seltzers. Clear liquids.
Like 4,000 degrees around the country today.
Is it really?
Everywhere is hot.
Oh, well, it's good.
I think it's official.
Everybody wants hot right now.
I know.
Even like in the states that it gets really hot, I bet they're like, oh, summer's finally here. Well.
You're good?
I think so.
You're well rested?
Yeah. I mean, I think we've talked about it. I usually have a pretty long day on a Wednesday, and I got to sleep in a little bit, a change of schedule a tad. And you know what's one of the best feelings in the entire world?
Yes. The visuals in my head were incredible, just so you know.
You've never really experienced this.
What's that?
One of the best feelings in the entire world.
I know what you're going to say.
What?
You're going to say opening up a nice adult beverage at the end of a long day. That's what you're going to say, right?
Nope.
Oh.
No. Along the lines of other liquids that you don't drink.
Milks?
Nope.
Coffee?
Yeah. I got the opportunity this morning, and for all the parents out there that might have a hectic work schedule as well, my son slept till about 8:30 this morning.
Oh, solid.
And
what's normal?
About 7:30. Like, if he's not up by 7:30, it's kind of like, wow, he's sleeping in. And it's been a while. He's even been waking up a little bit 6:30 lately. I mean, he's in that full-on adjustment mode right now.
Sure.
Even he slept till 8:30, took a really crappy morning nap, and then took an incredibly long afternoon nap, right? I think most parents have been there. But for the very first time in a long time, I got to wake up, let my dog out, make a cup of coffee, sit on my balcony, and just do nothing for about 20 minutes.
When you're a new parent, those 5 minutes of silence are like priceless.
Yep. They really are. And nobody can prepare you for it either.
5 to 10 minutes, and you're like, oh my God, this is great.
And on the reverse, like when you think you're going to have 5 minutes and then it doesn't happen, it's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Kid, I just wanted 5 minutes.
What's Abe doing now? Like, what's the routine? What's he watch, or like, what's his interests? What's he big into?
What is he big into? He's starting to copy, right? So he's starting to, what you say, he's like trying to figure out how to say it.
Yep.
Uh-oh was 2 days ago. Like, uh-oh. And he went, oh, and I was like, all right, you're doing it. Our babysitter got him to say nana for like banana today.
Sure.
So he's like figuring that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
His interest is not crawling and only standing and trying to walk. That is his biggest interest. He still has yet to...
Is he 10 months? 11 months?
Almost 11. Yeah, but yeah, so he's 10 months.
It'll be any week now, huh?
Yeah, actually next week.
I meant like when he's doing it.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
He's got it kind of figured out. There's just not that moment of like, ooh, I got some stability.
Sure.
Now, the one thing that's been consistent probably for the last 6 months, and he's definitely my child. So
cars.
He actually loves watching like Formula One races with me.
Sure.
But
we went to my brother's house, and my brother was gone, but we went and visited like his cousins, and they actually had NASCAR on, and he just went Lightning McQueen.
Nice.
Like, yep, that's exactly it.
No, like I think we've talked about this, like the end credits of movies, right?
Mm.
Everybody in the entire world now like stays for the end credits. Well, or maybe people don't; they just watch it on YouTube. But I used to always watch the end credits of every movie. I like it. I like the music that's playing. I like reading the names of people, all of the above. And I remember the first time I was like, oh my God, there was an extra scene. And my kid could care less what's going on the TV until the credits come on.
Oh, really?
He loves credits. And it has to be
the
like
scrolling?
I don't know if it's the scrolling or if it's like all of a sudden music.
Oh,
right.
Sure.
Like, because he also likes, oh God, what's the show that there's like 7 different versions of it. It's on all the time, like TNT or TBS. Law and Order. Law and Order, right? My wife watches a lot of Law and Order SVU. In the beginning, the song, like the opening credits, dun, dun. He stops everything he's doing and he goes, and he just watches it. But he does the same thing with credits. He'll be in the middle of throwing stuff into his face to eat it, and he'll stop and he'll like look at the TV when credits come on. So that is
definitely your child.
Definitely my child. He's got some of my quirks.
As he should.
He's a cutie.
He's from you.
His hair is getting a little curlier.
Oh, really?
He went in a pool for the first time.
Oh.
On Monday.
How'd that go?
Pretty good. Like, he didn't. It was still cold. Like, outdoor pool. We have a pool at our complex, and even when I got in, I was like, whoa, I thought it was gonna be warmer than this. And that perfect temperature of, all right, is I just got to get used to it.
Sure.
But yet, this isn't the most comfortable experience right now. Not like a cold plunge or anything, but it's like, whew. He had the same reaction. And once he got used to it, he was good. He actually has, courtesy of his grandma, like a little blow-up floaty golf cart.
Oh.
And so he was digging that.
That's cool.
He did pretty well. And I actually am pretty happy because it's like, oh, man, that would have been a bummer if you hate the water.
Yeah.
But actually, I meant to ask you this. When did you guys start doing like swim stuff?
Swim lessons.
Like with Bennett?
4 months old.
4 months old.
Like right away. Woo. Like that was the earliest you can.
Yeah.
Well, we used Goldfish,
mm-hmm.
which is super expensive, but we did it for like a couple months.
Yeah.
And I think it was once a week starting. I think he was 4 months old.
Wow, 4 months old.
Yeah.
That's interesting. When was the first time you went under the water? 4.5 months old?
Yeah.
Like
you just do it.
You
just do it and they figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just so like a dunk and pull towards you and quick.
That's so interesting. Doop. I did not dunk him.
And then he would go, which sign language for more. Yeah. He really liked it. Yeah. And as long as they're not under there for, more than just a second or two, they're fine.
Yeah, totally.
They it's
like human nature.
Yeah.
Instincts kicking.
Yeah.
That is something else that maybe I've
It's scary. The first time you put your
I would imagine.
Child underwater, you're like, I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to teach him, but I might kill him.
I thought about it. I was in the pool and I'm holding them, and I'm like, I should just dunk them.
I think you start with like pouring like stuff on their head and just see how they react. Pour, and then
I didn't. In the moment, I was like, all right, he's not loving this experience already
because it's cold.
Because he hasn't gotten used to it yet.
That's a big thing.
hold.
Like we were indoors in a heated pool, so that's way different.
I think once our pool's a little warmer, I also kind of want his mom to do it, like because she's the water junkie. Like my wife can hang out in water all day long. The more thing though, right? Like so I do this and he goes more, but he has no idea what it means.
Just like every athlete.
Yes.
More stretching,
you,
more massage.
Man. Could you imagine if athletes start coming in the ATR and it's like they just do this?
More.
It's like, oh, God.
Banana milk.
And then all athletic trainers just go like this. All done.
All done. Yeah.
That's what I got.
So there we are.
Babies, businesses, things like that.
More KT tape, please.
More KT tape. More. Oh, my God. More bandages. More bandages. Friends quote. What else we got?
Blippi.
Yeah.
They do the ambulance song. And they rhyme bandages and medicine. Bandages. It's bandages and medicine. Whatever. It's, every time I hear it, it's like, oh, this could be an AT song.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that level
this
yet.
This freaking guy, Blippi, I swear,
is a billionaire.
90 million. He's worth 90 million. He started 8 years ago just doing videos for. It's incredible. We'll get there.
Yeah,
4 more years.
Actually, in this little intro, we've talked about it a little bit, but I like our live listeners and maybe anybody that's listening to this not live. I'm in the search for the best way to get a stocked kit, like as a non-traditional AT. Like,
just send me a kit with everything in it.
Yep. Like, I'm not like looking for special tape. I'm not like, I just want the essentials, and if I want to add special things, I'll order them. But I had an opportunity for 2 minutes that a local rugby, I guess, team they were looking for athletic training coverage for a match, and they were willing to pay handsomely, to be very honest. Like, I was like, wow, like, no, I'll do that. And my first thought back in the day would have been, Chad, can I borrow your kit?
Well, that's what I was just thinking. Maybe there's a revenue model. Like, you know how it's Uber or Turo. Turo, and then they have one for your house where you can rent out space in your house.
Yep.
Like for storage and stuff. Now maybe, you know what, you're a traditional AT in the summer, you need rent out your kits.
Yeah. Rent out your kits. There might be something
friend
there.
Or foe?
Friend or foe, rent out your kit. But I would love because I don't. Kyle is responding. Kev, just take your kit to your med kit.
Take your kit to the expo.
Yeah.
To Medco.
Yeah. That's so true. Well, I also don't. I know. I would love to have a PAX kit, right? Especially that.
Well, let's talk to Kevin.
Yeah. What was they? I think he even called it the doctor's bag, or like the one that has the automatic locking.
Yeah.
I forget what that model was, but something that size that just has the traditional wound care tape. I just don't want to buy everything individually off Amazon. Like, is there a company out there that is?
Maybe it's us. Maybe we just learn to do it. Yeah. And that's what.
Yeah.
The hard part would be getting it to somebody on the East Coast.
It would be.
Maybe it's just connecting. Maybe it's connecting schools with PNR work.
Yeah.
Let's talk to our friend. Maybe that's what we need to be doing. I just wrote it down, and anything that's a square around is a text or something we need to work on. And I just sent you a text.
You did. I was like, why did I get a text message? Oh,
yeah, it was just a reminder that I needed to talk to you about that.
Water fountains.
Well, you know what? Let's do this.
Yeah, do it.
While we start problem solving the world of athletic training, let's thank our sponsors here.
These
That's
guys again.
New view. Yeah. Hey, Mike. What's up?
Welcome
back. Healthy Roster, the official sponsor of Candid Athletic Training. Check them out, healthyroster.com. Again, thank you to them. They're going to be at the NATA convention. I think they've got some pretty cool things planned for that. Hopefully we can hook up with them. Thanks to Smart Tools, smarttoolsplus.com, 10% off anything at Smart Tools using the code CANDID10. We are looking forward to their Generation 4 model.
We are.
I
hope to get them soon.
Thanks to Human Kinetics, 20% off anything, any of their CEU courses in this reporting year. You can get 20% off using the code CANDID CEU.
Mm-hmm.
Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus. If you want your own professional liability insurance at a discounted rate, all you have to do is become a member of the Candid Athletic Training podcast, and you can get a discounted professional liability insurance. And then R-Bar, tomorrow's June 1st, so we're going to draw another name. We're going to give away more free R-Bar. Check them out, R-Bar Energy, for some of the best tasting bars, little snack bars. Kudos to them. 30% off anything using the code CANDIDBAR.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle said, loaning my kit out is an absolute foe. I hate people rummaging through my kit normally, so on loan, I'd be going nuts.
Well, what if you got paid for it?
Yeah.
What if, I mean, I don't know anybody personally, but, you know, I know third party of people that do. They do the Turo?
Turo's the cars.
Yeah.
Turo.
They have like a nice car, and the way they pay for it is they basically rent it out. They let other people drive it because they're not too attached to it, right? Like, it's just a car to them. Yeah. Well, should we get on with Cho?
Yeah,
or should we?
No, let's do some shenanigans here.
Okay. All right, where do you think we should start these shenanigans? What like area of expertise would you like to work on right now? A friend or foe?
No, I want to do the would you rather you brought up because it's really fun.
All right.
And it's simple, and we got some live streamers here. Yeah. Let's hear what they have to say. Did you have one of these this morning?
This afternoon. I'm treating one of my patients, and I'm like, man, you know what? My stomach really doesn't feel very good. But you're in the middle of a treatment. You're in the middle of work. You're in the middle of like, listen, it's not like I can just stop and like go sit down or go like curl up in a ball. But would you rather work with a stomach ache, or would you rather work with a headache?
Personally, I'd rather work with a headache.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to go headache here.
I think I'm there with you. Like,
stomach ache is just like that queasy feeling. Because here's the thing: a stomach ache, it could go two ways. It can go up, it can go down.
Yep. And either way it goes, it makes something else very necessary, and that's access to, facilities usually. Yeah. And mine was like that, kind of painful stomach ache, where like you want to like you need to curl up, otherwise like there's something going on that like, man, either something needed to move, or it was just like I am just not comfortable. Full disclosure, I don't get a lot of headaches. I really don't. Other than the occasion.
That's good.
Yeah. Other than the occasional waking up with a headache because I'm a little dehydrated from my beverages of choice.
Do you get more headaches in the morning? Well, that's called a hangover. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just a hangover. It's just from being dehydrated. But I think I work through headaches better than I work through stomach aches. I'm definitely I need to like lay down. I actually prefer like curling up in that ball, but like, oh, what are we doing over here? And having like that pressure on your belly so that like we can I can actually just have some, I guess, compression to an area that hurts. What the heck you doing over there?
Trying to connect my phone so I can do that thing that you showed me. Behind the scenes.
Yeah. And yeah, I think I'm going headache. I'd rather work with a headache. Nisi, I think, agrees. I think I would go for the headache because I have had a nasty stomach ache while working at football, and I've thrown up. Hey, I don't trust having a stomach ache during treatment. Can you trust a fart?
No? That's a movie quote, right?
Can you trust a fart?
Yeah.
Or never trust a fart? I don't know if it's a movie quote. It's something that some very close people in my life always say.
Yeah.
It also brought up in my head, would you rather have to pee or would you rather have to poop during treatment? Yeah. Or at a time when you couldn't use the facility?
I'd rather pee all day long. When I have to poop, it hurts. I've never had to pee so bad where I was like, this is gonna end badly. I've had to poop, and if it hangs on, I'm in actual physical pain where it actually debilitates me, where I'm like I have to freeze for a second. I've never had that from having to pee.
Yeah. I would definitely rather have to poop. When I have to pee, I'm like I can't wait for the next off-ramp gas station to pee and waddling and oh my god. Like very often if I gotta poop, I can hold it in for a little bit. I can fight through it. And it always reminds me of the Austin Powers.
Who does number 2 work for? Tom Arnold?
Nope. It reminds me of Fat Bastard.
Oh.
When he goes what does he say? I got a turtle head poking out. That'll something. And then he goes, "Oh, I'm getting all emotional." And I don't know if everybody has that feeling, but there is something about when you gotta poop and you get that total body whew, this feels interesting, and it almost feels kind of good. I don't know if that's everybody, but it clearly Fat Bastard and me have something a little in common. Getting all emotional about it. I can fight through that when I'm working.
I can't.
Having to pee. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I'll be back.
Nisi said that one's not for. Oh, never trust a fart was from The Bucket List.
Was it really?
Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Can't say I've ever seen that. I wonder if that's what people in my life have been quoting. I should ask them.
Nisi, this next topic isn't for me. Holding poop can get uncomfortable, and if I have to pee, I get scared. I'm gonna pee myself if I hold it too long. I'm a little kid when it comes to having to pee. Tiny tank.
Tiny tank.
Tiny tank. Nisi.
My wife's the same way.
I got a pretty tiny tank. My wife is as well. Yeah.
If my wife's got to pee, she better have. I mean, I've seen her pee in public plenty of times because she ain't holding that in. Not to mention she's pregnant. It's like every 4 minutes.
Yeah, tough times.
It is. She says every time she stands up. I'm like, oh, man, that's tough.
How many months to go?
September. So 4.
You guys are only halfway there. Just over halfway point.
Just over half. She's 20. She's 24 weeks.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right. That's the would you rather.
Would you rather is.
Would you rather? What do you got next?
All right, let's do our fictional athletic trainer here.
Fatty, fat.
It's episode 221, so I want to go back to
221.
One of my favorite
2D
universes. Sherlock Holmes, 221 B. Baker Street.
B. Baker Street.
That is the residence of said Sherlock Holmes. Mm-hmm. So we did Sherlock Holmes in episode, I believe, 3.
Yeah, a long time ago.
No, it wasn't. It might have been 3.
I mean, first fat bracket for sure.
Well, okay. Episode 1 was Flash Superman. Episode 2 was Yoda versus Harry Potter. Episode 3 or 4 might have been 4 was Friends, or 3 was Friends, and then the other one I think was Sherlock versus MacGyver. I think.
Christ's sake, how do you remember this stuff?
Because those first 4 we put up at the same time, and it was like that's
You
all I
did
thought
edit 'em.
about.
Yeah, you did the editing for that, and those were
We actually had to edit.
Yeah, those were the early days of actually editing, and not just like, oh, we're a little quiet.
Let's
make it a little louder.
Ask me what we did last week. I'd have to turn the page. I can't remember what we talked about last week.
We did so much work that I forgot to post the episode on.
Did you post it?
I did.
It's posted
today.
now. Yeah,
I posted it now.
So
hey,
we did Sherlock Holmes already.
Bachelorette
versus I think it was MacGyver, right? Sherlock versus.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Or was it? It was Sherlock versus House. That's what it was.
Oh crap!
Sherlock versus House.
Who is this guy?
So we're going to do some of the other characters. I don't think we've done any repeat. We could do it where we bring back characters and compare them to other characters. Does that make sense?
I might have just published it right now.
Oh,
if not, we published it twice.
I'll tell you. So from the Tales of the Sherlock, we've got Dr. Watson, Moriarty, Mycroft, who's his brother, Mrs. Hudson, and then we could do Inspector Lestrade if you want, potentially. But for sure, those other 4.
You were totally wrong. I looked it up.
What episode was it?
Episode 5, Sherlock Holmes versus Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. That's right. The 2 smart guys. It wasn't House. Did we ever do House? I don't think we ever did House.
I think we did.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, you just did a search? It's kind of a cool. So I want to remember who episode 3 was. Kevin's in the archives.
By the way, it doesn't have episode 4 on our Libsyn, so I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Episode 3 was Friends.
Huh. So let's do this.
Let's do it. All the other characters of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. You want to go by character, or you want to just randomly call out who we think would be? Let's do this. Let's go by character.
Yeah.
Watson.
Like
Dr. Watson. Doctor. Medical background. Worked in the Army.
Clearly valuable. He's going to be on time. He's going to be organized. He's going to be buttoned up. He's got your back, Jack. Yeah. Is he a sidekick? Is Watson a sidekick?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess he would be a sidekick. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know.
He might be the best sidekick of all time, actually.
You know, whenever you bring up
sidekicks,
yeah,
it's never a great say discussion. Watson. No, because I think comic book stuff.
Yeah, you always talk about
Robin.
The
first one that comes to my mind is Robin, and then
Kid from Spider-Man.
To me, the next one is Wong from Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty good. Wong, you're invited to my wedding.
But Watson should be right there.
What's the kid from Spider-Man? Why can't we? Can you think of it?
No, I can picture him. I can picture the kid. His name.
Is he a sidekick, or is he the computer guy? Is he the?
Well, I think that kind of is.
Is that a sidekick?
I guess maybe a sidekick actually has to go out into the battlefield with you.
Yeah, I think that might be true.
Ned
the head.
So is that the definition? You have to go out into the field. Although you didn't see the last Spider-Man yet.
I haven't.
He technically gets out into the field a little bit, but not really.
I had all intentions of watching it the other night.
Yeah.
Because the wife and I said, listen. we gotta save some money. And so we went through our subscriptions.
Yeah.
All the Netflixes and Disney's, and we decided to get rid of Disney. We went with HBO. We only have HBO right now.
So it's such the right call, I think.
Because,
well, Disney is pretty. I would, if you could keep two, it'd be, for me, Disney and HBO would be the for sure two.
I think, and we struggled because we were very much like, okay, hey, we got to like clean the house a little bit. We put on Captain America. We put on whatever.
Which one?
Any of them.
The first one, which is the worst of the three. But
any of them. She loves the Avengers kind of story just as much as I do.
Yeah.
And so therefore, like, we can both like just have it on in the background while we're doing other stuff. But we said no, we're only going to keep one. And Amazon Prime was not included in that one because we use Amazon Prime for other crap, including work.
So you have Amazon Prime and
HBO. Because we thought some of the shows that we watch routinely in the background are on that HBO.
Which ones?
Friends, Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
some other ones.
Your background noise stuff.
Yep, background noise stuff.
I'll tell you what.
We're both weird. We fall asleep to the TV, so we fall asleep to like Friends or Big Bang Theory pretty much every night.
I feel like all I'm watching right now is everything is on HBO.
Right, and then you were like,
Succession.
You and the world
The
are
Wire.
like Succession.
Oh,
So
I just finished.
watch that.
The last episode was a couple nights ago. I'm still processing. No spoilers. We were going to do Succession tonight, but we're going to do it next week because 221 means Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
It just fits. So
we also wanted to rewatch Game of Thrones and then watch
House of Dragon.
So those were the determining factors.
The Wire.
Yeah. There's just a lot of good stuff on HBO.
I literally just got done with binging Succession, so I'm all caught up. I was like, all right, I have a list at my desk in a notebook. All the things I want to see, and then everything I'm watching this year, and I'm like, dang, I have to make a decision. And I needed a day to just like not watch something. I was like, I can't be just, I gotta binge something.
When you're at work, do you ever just like actually do work, or do you only write down things in lists?
I only do the lists.
Chad loves a good list.
I sure do.
So,
and then I started watching something today that wasn't on the list. I was like, oh, you know what? I forgot this one. Let's start this.
Have you ever gone back and watched Sherlock again?
I've watched it through at least twice, maybe 3 times, but it was all very early. I think I watched it myself, and then Julie and I watched it together. And actually, I think I might have watched the first season with you.
Well, you watched the first season, and then I think
we watched it together.
And then I think you rewatched it with me.
And then I think I rewatched it with Julie too. So I think I've seen the first season 3 times, and I think I've seen the rest of it like twice.
That is, what is that? Is that Netflix?
No.
What was that on?
It was.
It's a BBC production, isn't it?
That's why they.
But where can you watch
whatever those chicks are doing out there? They're having one hell of a time out there.
I'm telling you, it's a bachelor party or something.
It is good. We should invite them in for the podcast.
They are hooting and hollering.
It's like Woo Girls. How I Met Your Mother.
They are wooing. Speaking of that, have you watched How I Met Your Father?
No, you said you liked it. Oh no, somebody else watched it. Sherlock. Here we go.
I'm scared to watch.
Crackle, Prime Video. Oh, you have to rent it, and
Rent
then
it on
search
Prime?
Amazon. Yeah, and then Amazon.
So what did we watch it on?
I don't remember.
Netflix. I think it was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sherlock.
We got way off.
221B Baker Street.
All right, so Watson would be good. He's loyal. He also can put up with a fair amount of shit, which I think is an important trait for an athletic trainer to have.
There might not be a human alive that can put up with more shit.
Like him? Like,
I mean,
Sherlock just destroys him.
He
mentally.
God. The things he has to endure.
Yeah.
Just so his buddy can go off on a wild tangent to solve a case.
It's going to be his biggest strength.
Yeah.
No, he's like, again, he can do.
I think
he's good with wound care. Really good with wound care.
Very. I mean, in more ways than one.
Good with pressure.
I also think he does a really good job of, like, putting action to his words, right? Like he's, is there another way to say that? Like, when he would be the athletic trainer for sure that says, I need you to do this mobility exercise. And he probably could, oh no, he's got some wounds. So he's got wounds from the war, but he still does it. Like, I feel like he doesn't complain.
He kind of reached a breaking point once.
For sure, but
a little bit.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. He also really did try to learn the ways of Sherlock. He was being kind of groomed to think along those lines, which means he was open to learning.
I think he's also that athletic trainer that can surprise his athletes in maybe how athletic he can be.
Sure.
Right? Like, you look at him and you're kind of like,
well, he started with the limp.
Yeah.
The psychosomatic limp.
I mean, in the show, yeah, right?
Yeah.
In other versions, I know he just literally, he got shot in the leg or whatever.
He also wrote a blog, so maybe he'd be good for AT Twitter.
Maybe he would.
Maybe he'd be better than most of us for the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Moriarty? Evil genius.
I mean,
just one smarter.
Talk about a freaking planner.
Rehabs. A lockdown. Disguises.
This guy, yes. This guy's got a lot of things. He's got every different scenario that could happen planned out before it could happen so that it does or doesn't happen. Yeah, it's pretty
ultra prepared.
Yes. So, but I think selfish.
Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? That's like the athlete coming off summer break. That's not the athletic trainer.
I mean, he's definitely got some. He's got some athletic training capabilities. Is he ever really
kind of lurks in the background?
Yeah,
doesn't really need. Although he does kind of want the attention deep down, but I mean that's kind of what most athletic trainers are. Deep down, you want to be noticed, but you don't want to be noticed for being noticed.
Is he sometimes an anti-hero? Sometimes, the Moriarty character is
the best villains. All the best villains, you understand their point. You understand their side of the argument. And you're like, okay, I get what you're doing. That makes the best villain.
Can athletic trainers kind of be anti-heroes sometimes?
Depends on who you are,
right? Like, to the athlete, sometimes an athletic trainer is everything that keeps them from doing what they love, but yet we're doing it at times for the greater good, right? Like, Thanos was trying to, in theory, create prosperity amongst half the universe by getting rid of half the universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to prolong your athletic career by stopping half of your athletic career right now.
Yeah, I want you to give up 1 week in order to get back several games.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are athletic trainers anti-heroes? I don't think wound care and stuff, though, with Moriarty. I think, I don't know if he's necessarily the...
He didn't handle failure very well either.
No.
Every time Sherlock kind of, caught up to him, he got a little frustrated.
Yeah.
All right, Mycroft, older brother.
Genius.
Smarter than even maybe Sherlock.
Resources.
Lots of resources.
Not
very good with people. A little dry.
Yeah.
Really dry. A
little political.
At least, yeah, a little political.
Mm-hmm.
Again, composed. Kind of more along the administrator. He'd be a really good administrator.
Yeah. He might be a solid head athletic trainer.
Yeah.
Of a big group of athletic trainers.
Somebody that doesn't actually have to be in the field very much anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd be a good advocate for the profession.
Yep.
Somebody who's not practicing. Maybe athletic training education.
I was gonna say, I wonder
or
what kind of
he could work for
educator
NATA. He could be on the board.
Would he be a good educator? Yeah, maybe he.
No, because he people that don't get it right away, he thinks they're stupid and he gives up on them.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be the one to describe athletic training. Be like, if you don't get it, get out of my face.
Yeah. All right. How about Lestrade?
Ooh, try hard.
It just keeps going.
I mean, he always thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, frustrated with Sherlock often.
So he's like an athletic training student. Maybe can't keep up, but he wants to be there. And that's fine.
Following the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think of the Lestrade character in the show. The only one that I have I gotta like look that up or something.
In the Sherlock show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's bigger in some of the other platforms. I mean, I know we're thinking of the Benedict ones, but
yeah, I'm thinking, and then in the movie,
the Robert Downing.
Yeah. Which, by all means, is a great Sherlock series. I think Lestrade is just a little too. He means well. He thinks he's doing the right thing, but he's never really the one that's like actually accomplishing anything. Like,
no,
I think he's along for the ride and is by all means a B character because of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if, and as athletic trainers, being B characters is a benefit.
You want to know what I see?
Might even be a C character.
Lestrade as?
Yeah.
He's kind of the AT that's helping out, setting up the practice. Like he gets the arena set up or the field set up, but then doesn't cover the event.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I got everything organized for you.
Yep.
Here you go. Take over.
Yeah.
I'll help you. I'll help you out. I'll get the field set up for you, or I'll do the field tear down.
And then like one of the players comes up to him and like asks like, hey, like, so you're an athletic trainer too? Like, can you do this for me? And they kind of go, why don't you wait for Chad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your normal AT.
Your normal AT.
Like, it's the AT that's covering for somebody. Wants to help out, but doesn't really want to like be the ultimate decision maker. Like you're just kind of, because sometimes when you cover for somebody else, you're like, yeah, I'll help out and I'll do something if I really, really need to, but you don't want to like change a treatment program.
Yeah. You don't want to step on toes.
Yeah. So that's how I see Lestrade.
Ooh, that's always a walking that line.
Yeah.
Of like
tough.
when you're covering another
Especially,
AT's.
Yeah.
School, sport, whatever.
Your coworker has a day off for something, a wedding, a funeral, or whatever it might be, and you're like,
yeah,
oh, this is what they normally do? Sure, I'll do the same thing, even though you would do something totally different.
Do you think
that's a good friend or foe covering?
Do you think therein lies a problem with the profession?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I
know what you're gonna say.
I don't. It's not like a hard like. No, we shouldn't cover for anybody else, because just being there and being a part of our role is in case something happens, we can take care of it. If the continuity of some of the other stuff isn't 100% the same, is that a huge drawback? It's not great, but it's not a deal breaker to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you would do A, B, and C every time you work with an athlete, and I come in for a day because you're not able to be there, and I don't do A, B, and C, I understand the continuity for the day is not great. However, as long as I'm not doing any harm, it's fine.
Yeah. I think, and that's where when I say, is that a kind of detriment to the profession? That's what I'm trying, like, that's the answer I think is true. Like, because there's so many variables.
The answer is, wait, I thought it was a yes/no question.
Meaning, like, there's so many variables in how we interact and treat our athletes or our patients.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Structural Elements, the clinic I own, is part of a franchise. Part of Structural Elements, what is, like, makes it separate from other places, is how we evaluate the whole body.
It's a system.
It's a system, right? And now there's a lot of other pieces to that puzzle that make each individual therapist very valuable. But when somebody gets a treatment from me it feels different than when they get a treatment from my massage therapist or from my other athletic trainer, Connor. And what's interesting is I feel like, say you go in, you go to like cover like your coworker's soccer team because they're gone at a wedding, and somebody's like, hey, can you even just tape my ankle? Hey, can you work, like, I got this thing going on my quad, you read the notes, I work through this area, I work through that area, and you do it, and it just is different when you do it versus when the actual regular AT does it. Because working on humans is not like the same as putting together a Lego set, where like this is how you put together a Lego set. There are these variations in how we take care of people, and kind of creates this world of like, all right, you're out of college, you are the soccer athletic trainer, you know, Emily is the basketball athletic trainer, and when Emily covers soccer, it's like this different experience for the soccer players, right? And so Chad's the only one that can cover soccer because all the athletes are only used to you. And all, like, what if we can't have like a pool of like 40 athletic trainers at one college to cover all of the sports? Because part of what makes an athletic trainer good and have a great like relationship and work at reducing injuries and getting people back faster is how much you work with that team, right?
Yeah.
So, like, is it a detriment to athletic training that, like, somebody else can't just fill in for you for, like, a
They
week?
can fill in. Everyone just needs to understand that it's okay to get out of the routine. It's okay for a day. I think, you know what? A second set of eyes that does things slightly different. It's like this. If you want to get strong, squat, right? Do some squats. If you want to improve your general strength, do some squats.
Yeah.
But if you squat 30 days in a row, is that good for you? No. Maybe it's okay to take a day off from the squatting.
Could we be better?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe you mix in some lunges.
Groundbreaking athletic training here on Candid Athletic Training.
So what I'm saying is, maybe I'm doing something day after day after day, and then you take over for a day and do it slightly different. One, it gives them a break from what I was doing.
Yep.
Two, I mean, that might be good for tissue or whatever it might be. But two, maybe it's just a change in perspective, a change in philosophy, an understanding that, oh, something different, like a second set of eyes might be better.
This would be an interesting
I mean, it does take, honestly, I think it's better for the athletic trainer than it is for the athlete, because I think most athletes want that routine,
consistency,
and they can't be like, oh my God, it's different than it was yesterday. So they can't handle it. But from the athletic trainer perspective, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Honestly. And maybe I can learn, hey, what did you do with them? How did you feel today? Did it go well? And sure, we like when the athlete says, oh, I prefer when you do it this way. Deep down, we all want to hear that. We all be like, oh my God, your tape job is so much better than the other person that taped me. Deep down, as athletic trainers, we all want to hear that, but it's okay if somebody else tries something different and it goes okay.
So Lestrade is the fill-in.
Yeah. Yeah. Episode just posted.
There you go.
So last character we're going to do, and then we're going to make a decision here.
Dumbass. Oh, sorry.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yeah.
The housekeeper, the landlord, they move into 221B is Mrs. Hudson. What are your thoughts on Miss Hudson? Mrs. Hudson.
God. Does she put up with some shit?
I think she'd be great.
She
puts up with almost as much as Watson. Actually, maybe even more. She's quick to help.
Yeah.
But she's also quick to say, look, no, you got to do this shit yourself. You got to pick up. You got to do this. She's very keen, observant. She'll walk in and be like, oh, you did this, or why is there a bullet hole in my wall, or whatever. Like she notices shit.
Yeah. She like gets people too.
Yeah.
Like
I think she can push when she needs to. She can pull.
She can be funny when she needs to.
Yeah, she's got a little wit to her.
She's got comebacks. Oof.
A little
Thick
unflappable.
skin.
I think she's used to some of the chaos.
Yeah.
She was pretty good at the grieving process, I think, too. Better than maybe Watson.
Sure.
And deep down, she's got a little edge to her. I think she offed one of her ex-husbands.
If there's not a sign of an edge.
She low key, I think she's got a little dark side to her, but she doesn't show it. And I think,
that's actually a good point. She's got a whole nother kind of life that nobody sees.
Yeah.
Right? Do you ever see her apartment?
No.
I like that part. Ooh, she'd be good. She'd be really good.
So with those characters, to me it comes down to two.
Oh yeah, Watson and Hudson.
Yeah,
Watson.
I mean,
Hudson.
Moriarty would be maybe in the mix just because how smart he is, and But all right, so let's between
him and Mr. Burns,
Watson and Hudson.
I'm gonna go Hudson.
Hudson cooks better. I mean, food is important in our world, but
I'm actually gonna go Hudson. I think at times Watson, you know what? He loses his composure enough for me that Mrs. Hudson, to me, is the winner of the fat of, what is it, May 31st.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up on social media. I'm going to go with Watson.
Think both of them have a possibility of making the fat bracket, though.
Yeah.
I don't think we can necessarily say Watson is better than another 48, or not better than another 47. Fictional athletic trainers.
Watson, Mrs. Hudson.
Yeah. Kyle says, Chad, your point of a second set of eyes is a great point. The primary AT can get so tunnel visioned, and in a routine, they may be missing something else that needs to be addressed. And I cannot agree with you more. I think second opinions are very valuable.
We just have to be open and willing to.
Yeah, I think there's, when I was part of a team of athletic trainers, we started talking about these minimum standards of what it meant to be on our team, and the level of kind of care and
what's the bare minimum,
and that bar needed to be high, right? Because we wanted every athlete on our team to be able to see anybody. Personalities are going to gravitate towards certain personalities, but there's an interesting, I think, course that athletic trainers have in their lives.
This is where I went. The bare minimum.
Oh,
what's the bare minimum amount of flair?
I have 23 pieces
37.
of flair. 37.
Why do you want to be the bare minimum?
I always think having another athletic trainer or second opinion is very valuable. I think it's immensely valuable because we all overlook things if we have been looking at the same human day in and day out. It's just I forgot to post the episode. I assumed on a Sunday night I sat down in front of my laptop and I posted the episode. And
you didn't because it was a holiday. You had off, so it's just out of the routine.
And then also when you do something every single day, it's you can check a box without actually completing what you were supposed to do
all the time.
And I think that applies to treating humans.
It's funny because at the same point, then when you share a team with someone, sometimes it's hard when you're always having two people.
That's true.
And then it's, well, mom said this and dad said this,
correct.
Or, oh, you said no, so I'm going to, so it goes both ways. There's a very thin line between love and hate. I don't know where I was going, but
thin red line.
yeah, it's good to have multiple people looking at something, but then there's times where it can be bad. You know, it's really what makes this profession so unique is the amount of we have seconds, and not always. I mean, like the amount of input that needs to go in before we process the decision.
Mm-hmm.
All the factors you talked about before.
Yeah.
Time and like whatever. Has somebody else looked at this or not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what would they say? What would I say? Let's make sure we're on the same page. I don't want to I don't want to contradict what somebody else might tell you, because then I'm just confusing the patient. There's so many variables to treating somebody.
And I would also say, I think as athletic trainers, a lot of us do this very well, but I would say more athletic trainers need to be open to other athletic trainers and other health professionals having a different view of what's going on, and maybe you learn something, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Mrs. Hudson.
Hudson for you, Watson for me. I put it up on social media. Hopefully you'll vote.
Watson.
I think Watson will get more votes just because people will know.
Yeah.
I did also put up who's the best sidekick on TV /
movies.
Yeah. Oh, last week we put the egg up on social media. Like, do you crack your egg in the pan
How'd that
or
go?
on the? It turned out super close, 51-49.
In favor of.
In a side bowl.
Oh.
That was what you said. Congratulations, Kevin, for winning a poll.
51% of the country knowing how to make some scrambled eggs.
So then it was because I didn't say, like, I said, where do you crack your eggs?
Yeah.
We got a bunch of comments. On the edge of the sink.
Oh, sure.
I always use both. And the countertop. Always the countertop. Depends on how the eggs are being cooked. I'm assuming you mean scrambled, so bowl, but bowl also for poached eggs. Pan for fried or sunny side up. Pan if sunny side up. Bowl if scrambled. Depends on what type of eggs I'm making.
How do you crack your eggs?
On the pan.
On the edge of the pan? No. I mean, like, how do you create the crack?
On the edge of the pan.
Yeah.
Always.
I saw a video of, like, have you come across these videos of there's one that's like, you're telling me for 40 years I've been doing X and it doesn't matter what it is. And one guy, he holds the egg, like, we'll call it 2 feet from the pan, and just drops it. And then literally picks it up and, like, perfectly the egg just, like, kind of goes out. Like,
did you try it?
I did.
Did it work?
No.
Oh, that's fine.
But when the guy tried it on the video, it worked. So I think it's, like, to be determined.
Yeah. I'll try that. I'll try it once.
I thought, interesting. Like that's like the perfect amount of, like, that, like, all of a sudden you can just pick up the egg.
Maybe it depends on the surface, so that, like, is there a I don't trust that.
I do it on the counter. On the counter, break it.
I'm just scared that I'm going to drip on the counter and then I got to clean it up. Where if I drip it on the pan.
But you're also going to drip it on the side of the pan, which is going to go in, like, on the stove.
Nah. Maybe. That's why Julie's there.
There you go.
All right. FMK, Kev.
No. Okay. Maybe.
F1, marry one, kill one. If you're on the live stream, let us know. We're going to do 3 different types of calf stretches tonight.
My calves are tight.
My calves. I love stretching calves is my favorite thing.
Your own?
My
or
own.
Other people's?
My own. Oh. I spend a majority of my day stretching my calves because my calves are always tight.
Yeah.
So we're going
hard to stretch other people's calves.
No. Not really.
You think somebody else could stretch your calf as well as you can stretch your own calf?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I need to find that stretcher.
You just have them lay on your... I mean... Well, I guess I'll say it depends, because Dave would have me say it depends.
I think the force you have to create...
the gastroc is easy. I think it's much harder to stretch somebody else's soleus.
For sure. 100%.
But a traditional gastroc stretch, just lay on your back, straight leg, pulled back on the toes. I'm fine with that. I think that's probably my second other than the violator stretch, that's probably the stretch I did I guess a hamstring stretch. Violator, hamstring, calf.
Here's a question.
I know, I guess maybe some shoulders too. But it's in the top 5 for me in stretches, body parts to be stretched.
Yeah. Here's a random question, and maybe like this is a good send it out in the Twitterverse. You're an athletic trainer.
Yeah,
right?
Barely.
Well, you've been one for a while.
Okay.
When was the last time somebody stretched you?
Somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the last time somebody else stepped on my back to crack it was this morning. It was my wife and my 2-year-old. He saw mom do it, so he wanted to do it. It was really cute. He's trying to.
Did we get some cracks?
When Julie stepped on it, yeah.
Nice.
When Bennett did, no. But it was really cute. Like he's like, I do it. I help.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
He's almost heavy enough.
30 some pounds, yeah.
You know what he's gonna start doing soon? He's gonna see you on the ground. He's gonna get on the back of the couch and he's gonna like top rope just people's elbow.
Somebody sent me a video of that with a kid. I'll show you the video after.
So when was the last time somebody stretched you? Not crack your back. Because that's not, I mean, technically, athletic trainers don't crack.
Just a couple weeks ago, I had somebody at the clinic stretch my hip flexors.
All right. Good for you.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned Thompson.
Yeah.
Test off the edge of the table.
I would, yeah.
What was I going to my phone for? Oh.
Probably the video of the kid doing.
Where is it from last week?
Nisi wants to know what the violator stretch is.
It's a nice low back stretch.
Do you Google violator stretch?
No, don't go.
Not unless you want to get. Well, don't do it on your work computer.
Not safe for work.
Don't do it on your work computer.
I don't know what it is.
We'll find it someday.
There's a video of my 2-year-old doing. That's on our Instagram.
Agility
2-year-old doing
ladders.
agility ladders.
In his Elmo slippers.
Yeah, his feet are too big for him.
Loves them though.
Okay, Nisi, the violator. The best way I can explain it is like a 2-person like assisted happy baby.
Happy baby.
A happy baby with a little overpressure.
Yeah.
You can search happy baby stretch.
Happy baby stretch.
And just put somebody at the feet.
Yeah.
Leaning over.
Yeah. Somebody else is creating the pressure for the happy baby.
So the 3 stretches we're going to F, marry, and kill are your traditional straight leg, heel back, gastroc stretch, the bent knee soleus stretch, and then the toe up in front or like on a wall.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense to those of you listening in the audio form of this podcast.
Well, it's not like we showed it.
We're not showing them. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, man, I wanted to kill that one right away. But then I started thinking about getting that like toe extension involved, and it got me a little juicy. I was like, dang it.
Juicy. I remember juicy.
I love getting some toe extension. All right. I'm just gonna marry this straight leg. I'm gonna F with the toe on the wall, and I'm gonna kill the soleus. If I'm straight leg, I know I get more stretch out of the soleus if I'm bent leg, but I'm still gonna get some soleus stretch on a straight leg. I'm elongating the whole chain. I want some toe involvement every once in a while. I want to play with some toes, so I'm gonna F that. And then I gotta kill. That means I gotta kill the bent leg. I gotta kill the only thing I'm stretching is my soleus. Even though that's what gets so sore on me.
That's 100% my favorite stretch to do myself.
I went for a run the other day, man. Holy cow! It was straight soleus.
Yeah.
I caught a cramp in the first like half mile.
Really?
Yeah.
In the soleus cramp? Or are you just saying?
I don't know if it.
But the next day, that's where you
No,
felt
it was probably gastroc. No, I literally like a half mile down the road. I'm like, oh hey hey oh hey hey hey, and I like had to walk for like a block, and then it was kind of that like, all right, if I don't like push off a certain way, like I'm cool.
It's
Like
tough
otherwise I
times,
was
Kev. You used
yeah,
to
because
be
I
a
don't I
Division
don't
One track athlete.
I don't go for runs anymore.
I know.
And like I needed to clear my head, and where I work right here, I had a couple hours, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna run down to the lake because we have a beautiful lake within
Yeah.
a half mile here, maybe less. And I'm like, I'm gonna run down the lake, run back, and by the time I got to the lake, I was like, oh Jesus.
You called the Uber for the ride back.
No,
Drop me off 1 block from the
I
clinic.
did not. I almost did though.
Last week I went running for the first time. Like I did a cardio. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've been doing a cardio class quite a bit.
Okay.
I did it for the first time since I've been in these zero drop shoes.
Yeah.
And I was so scared because I've been battling a little Achilles slash soleus, like tendonitis for a long time. And I'm so scared of running with the Achilles tendon issue in the zero drop because I just know my Achilles is going to go. Like,
how often do you wear the zero drop though?
well,
every day,
every
all day?
day now. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're working through it.
I know, but I don't want to like run in them. I'm scared to like sprint and stop, and that's all.
Well,
I did last week.
Yeah, like within reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't all of a sudden don't go 0 to 100, right?
Correct.
At the same time, like you're probably doing your tendons some loving and some good, right? You're lengthening those babies out all day.
I sure hope so. That was the whole goal.
You stretching them out. So you're FMKing what?
Yeah. So I love personally the bent knee, what I call the soleus stretch. And I actually love it as a teaching tool. When the first time you tell an athlete, do this, do the straight leg, and then do the bent knee, and then they're like, oh, there's 2 different muscles down there.
What?
Everyone's like, oh my God. So I love that as a teaching. I don't think you can marry it though.
No?
No.
Oh.
I think you have to play with it.
Oh.
So I'm gonna F. I'm gonna F it. I'm gonna F it bent knee. Yeah, I'm gonna F the bent knee because it is great, but there's more important things. So I'll marry the straight leg traditional heel down
missionary.
Yeah, give me the vanilla.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill the toe in front or toe on the wall in front of you.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward to do.
It's hugging a wall.
Yeah. Even if you're doing it on a low countertop. And to your point, with the toe extension.
It's not a calf stretch.
Well, no, I think you could try to actively extend your toes while doing the other stretches. And I think that would be, I think it's going to be.
He went activate in the extension.
Yeah, try it. I've never done it, but I'm going to try it tomorrow or after the show. So I think passively doing it, you can. I think I would try to do the other stretches and add in, if you want to add in some toe extension. You can. I gotcha. You can dabble.
I gotcha.
Just change a position a little bit.
Maybe try to flex right here and it'll feel better.
Also, I think with the traditional straight leg calf stretch and the bent leg, you can also play with foot position a little bit better than you can doing the other one, and I think that's a little bit more helpful.
Positions matter.
Position matters.
Yeah.
Everything you got.
You got to get the right angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
You definitely got to get the right angle. And if you get the right angle, you might want to marry it.
You probably should. If it works, it works.
It works.
I think that's all the shenanigans we have. So let's do a feature topic, Kev.
Well, we're going to try something here. And because our good folks, our good friends, best friends of the show, Healthy Roster. You know what? Have you ever considered switching your EMR? Last year alone, Healthy Roster helped more than 800 athletic trainers make the transition to their platform. AT's main reason for the change, ease of use. See for yourself why so many are migrating. Scan the QR code.
We got it on the screen right here.
Got
so
it
check
on
us
that
out on
screen,
YouTube.
on your screen now, or visit healthyroster.com to schedule a no obligation demo with their team. Did you know Healthy Roster customers save themselves 45 to 60 minutes a day? Holy crap.
45 to 60 minutes a day is incredible. That is, of all the things we're 221 episodes in.
Yep.
It might be one of the most incredible stats we've had.
You know what? 45 to 60 minutes. You might be able to binge a nice little Candid Athletic Training podcast in that amount of time.
Yeah. I was going to go watch an episode of Succession, but
well, I think Candid Athletic Training at 1.25 speed. What would you do with your extra hour? You owe it to yourself to find out. Again, scan this QR code or visit healthyroster.com and click the red chat button. Healthy Roster, #1 for every setting and for every AT.
Yeah. Super excited about what Healthy Roster has going on.
Heck yeah, man.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Talk to me about tonight's feature topic.
One thing you can't live without in your ATR.
And we stole this.
We did. So I was cruising around on the old Twitterverse because, you know what, it's the only time I go on Twitter is right before the show. And I saw a couple people actually post it, including our friends over at Go for Ellis. That's the first place I saw it. And it got me thinking, one thing. I mean, there's a lot of things we can't live without, but what's the one thing you can't live without in your ATR? I'm going to tell you right now, it does not have to be an actual object either. Like, you know what? If you're like, I can't live without smiles. That works.
The spirit of the questions is one thing. However, there is a correct answer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's light. It's light. You need light in your athletic training room. It's the only acceptable real answer. You ever try running an athletic training room in the dark?
In the dark? You couldn't live in the athletic training room without dark or in the dark?
No. So that's not the spirit of the question, but that's my fun answer.
Have you ever been in an athletic training room that was
you ever
so
been
dark that you couldn't see?
Yeah. I think I was next to Aaron Rodgers for 4 days.
Hopefully you're on the same shrooms he was.
I mean, also people. You need people in there. You ever? Is it an empty?
Do you like without people?
Friend or foe? An empty athletic training room.
Oh, it's.
That's a great. We're gonna do that for next week.
Sure, it can be peaceful.
We've never done that.
An empty athletic training room can be awfully. That peaceful is not the right word. Comforting is not the right word. Like, sometimes, like me sitting on the balcony this morning with a cup of coffee, an empty athletic training room gives me the same feeling of just this like, ooh, this is great. One thing I couldn't live without, my first thought actually went to a table. And here's why. I apologize to my wife currently if she's listening, which I know she's not. But like when people ask me for treatment at home, whether it's my wife, whether it's other people in my life, one of my biggest pet peeves is trying to do what I do on a table.
On a couch.
Yeah. On a bed, on the floor. Like,
it is super awkward.
The floor, I can get down with the floor most of the time.
It's a really good answer, Kevin.
But and I tell her all the time, I'm like, I would love to, can I treat you at the clinic the next time we're there together? Instead of like right now, trying to figure out how to like work on your shoulder or your back or, you know, like, oh, your hip flexor is just really like you're complaining about it. Like, it's just when I have full disclosure. If I don't have, I make it work, but man, I'm frustrated.
It's a really, really good answer. Like if that was a draft, and you, man, that would dominate.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
what I'm
wouldn't have
hearing,
taken 101 though.
well, it'd be good value wherever you got
Yes,
it, because
exactly.
it probably is should be the 101. Well, other than light is the 101. However, what I'm hearing is somebody needs to send Kevin a portable treatment table so he can do work wherever he goes.
No, Chad. They don't make those.
Portable.
Those do not exist.
Maybe we should partner with a portable treatment table.
Oakworks. That's one company. I have one, Chad.
I know you just need to take it with you everywhere.
Everywhere I go. Everywhere.
That's a really good answer. That's your
I'm gonna go with that as my official answer. If something else kind of like,
I don't think I can really beat that.
You don't have to beat it. It's just what could you not live without? And by all means, live listeners right now, anything you want to think of or talk about that you couldn't live without in your ATR. What's one thing you could not live without? I mean, selfishly, like, God, a coffee maker. Like, I love coffee.
I guess I would say selfishly,
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi,
Okay.
internet access.
Okay.
I like to watch videos on stuff, show videos on stuff, show demonstrations. Sometimes I feel like I don't do a great job of explaining things. So if I can show someone visually, I think that's important. I think my favorite part of the traditional setting was doing rehab with people. And I think doing it with video was really important to me.
Okay.
Just showing. Because maybe I'm not the best demonstrator.
Unless it's a bent knee calf stretch.
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
Got that down on lock.
The more I think about a table is 100% the correct answer. Like I was trying to think of like a piece of rehab equipment or whatever, but it's just such a way better answer to say a table that you can work off of. Because working off anything but a table is super challenging.
Like we make it, we do it, but are we ever truly happy about it? I used to do
it's like doing hotel treatments.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. When you're doing freaking treatments in the hotel, it's like, are you really getting? Are you getting all of the athletic trainer that you should be getting? Probably not. Okay, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Snacks.
Kyle just said Sour Patch Kids. Could I live without them? Yes. Do I want to live without them? No. How about to me, space? Like I like a big ATR where I can move around. I hated going to ATRs that felt cramped and small. Selfishly, I felt like we, at my old position, we had great space.
Yeah, you did.
We had, separate rooms for this. And then I went to other facilities and I was like, how do you work out of this?
That's interesting.
So to me, space, I want to be able, again, I want to demonstrate things. I want to do different movements. It's tough to do when you're in a closet.
Interesting.
So if we were drafting, I got light and space.
Yeah, you got light and space.
We're not drafting, but
we're not. But
maybe we were doing Rushmores. I don't know.
Mini fridge. I could live without a mini fridge. Like I mean, I have a bag over there with my lunch in it, and I don't. When I bring my lunch to work, I never put it in the fridge. Like it just stays in my bag. But how about this? Slightly off topic. You make dinner. You got leftovers. Do you like? And let's say you make a big dinner, and you know that you and Julie and Bennett are not going to eat this part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's still hot. Do you put it in the fridge?
Yep.
Yeah. My wife does not. She'll
wait for it to cool and then put it
Yeah.
in the. No, put it in. What's the difference? It's gonna
I don't
cool
know.
off.
She thinks that like it gets weird.
Bacteria.
I don't know.
I mean, in the restaurant training, it does. There is something along the line. If you go from really hot to cold, some people will.
I wonder if
believe
that's
that
what
there's
it's
some
from. She
bacteria,
worked in a
yeah.
kitchen for a while. I wonder if that's where it came from. Interesting.
And when you were asking about meal sizes, you want to know what my favorite thing to do for dinner right now is? Like legitimately, like the
Order out?
well, that too, but like even easier. Well, not easier, but like just going to the grocery store and buying a rotisserie chicken right now is like my jam.
Oh, you do? Yeah, you would love that.
Just the rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Julie gets the dark meat. I get the white meat. There's enough left over, so I have lunch for the next day, and then there's some for the dog. And it's like $8.
Grammars.
It's like a value. I'm getting a full meal for the family.
Mm-hmm.
I cook a little white rice and some frozen vegetables or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's cheap, and then I have some leftovers for lunch. That's great.
There is no disagreement on my end on that.
Yeah, we've been doing rotisserie chicken at least once a week now for like the last 2 months.
I used to get one of those all by myself. Freaking go to town.
Yeah.
Go to town. And Pick and Save always has really good ones. Mm-hmm. Great ones.
Yeah.
Anything else that you can't live without? The old ATR?
No. Did you see what some of the ones on the Twitter were?
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids.
Mini fridge.
No, I'm saying in the the Twitter. Do you remember what some of the other ones were?
Coffee maker. One person, was speaking to the Chad in All Athletic Trainers, and he said laughter.
Yeah.
Which I don't disagree. I mean, man, it would be really tough if you went to work all the time and there was just zero laughter. I hate it when I'm at work and it's like a dead zone of just like everybody's so Monday like that it's like nobody wants to laugh about anything.
Yeah, I agree. Speakers
came up a lot.
Music, TV, yeah, that's all
some people actually like their coworkers and they said their colleagues, which, I used to like Dave. Now he never calls me. I can't wait for him to blow me up when I say
call you out on that one.
Yeah. Snacks came up a lot. Yeah, one person actually said in a separate tweet somebody else put out there, shelves. She could not live without shelves. She needs she needs the storage. Somebody else said in storage, just like I need storage.
A place for everything.
Yeah, and that's.
I just want space.
Imagine an athletic training room with no shelves.
Everything on the floor.
Just everything on the floor. Maybe even have a table. You got a table and no shelves. All the crap's on the floor, but you get to do treatments on a table.
Would you rather?
Would you rather? Would you rather have everything?
Give me the table and the floors.
I agreed. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
We're running out of time here.
It's a longer episode than I thought.
It was. I agree, man.
We just a lot of sidebars. It's just good.
Freaking Sherlock Holmes. Well, you know what?
Let's just quick do the polls and then we'll get out of here. So what do we got?
Ow.
Dr. Watson, 86% over Miss Hudson right now.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's early. It's only been 14 votes.
Yeah. So. Most people know those.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Watson. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you to Healthy Roster. Thank you to Smart Tools. Thank you to Go for All Art. Go for All. Maybe one day.
Hopefully
thank you for
soon.
Human Kinetics. Thank you Arbor, and thank you Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus for all being a part of this show. You help us put it on every single day. Go to candidathletictraining.com, get yourself a membership. If you here's something that's always been out there. If you need to renew your membership, just go sign up for a membership again. Unfortunately, and it's probably just like the level of what our website can do right now, I can't add a renew button to your membership. It breaks the internet if I try to do it. So if you need to renew that membership, go to candidathletictraining.com and just sign it up again. And if there's some other kind of like conflict, it won't let you put that email address in there. Maybe I can do it on the back end if you just let me know that you need to do that. And other than that, have a great night. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all.